Let's listen to more of what Liz Cheney had to say on the House chamber tonight.
This is not about policy. This is not about partisanship. This is about our duty as Americans. Remaining silent and ignoring the lie emboldens the liar. I will not participate in that. I will not sit back and watch in silence while others lead our party down a path that abandons the rule of law and joins the former president's crusade to undermine our democracy.
Senator McCaskill, Kevin McCarthy's message on this has basically been, I just wanted her to shut up. I just wanted her to stop talking about it. If she would just stop talking about it, she could have stayed in her sort of meaningless title in the House. She says remaining silent and ignoring the lie emboldens the liar. And that's why we have this controversy now. Liz Cheney could not remain silent.
Yeah, and everyone who's remaining silent is complicit. Every single one of them. I believe that if I were a journalist, that, I mean, Lawrence, over in the Senate, the journalists all hang out by the tram as people go back and forth to the Capitol for votes. If I were a journalist tomorrow, I would try to catch every single one of them and ask how they would have voted on Liz Cheney. Now, none of them will have the courage to say how they would have voted. They'll all say, well, that's a House decision. But this is really unbelievable this is happening. And by the way, she has a more conservative record than the woman they've picked to replace her. She has the more rock solid. I mean, I'm with Eddie. I don't agree with a lot of Liz Cheney's policy positions. And she's going to be replaced by somebody who's more moderate than she is. So what is this about? This is really just about the former guy insisting that if he is going to help these people and lead a shrinking base in a shrinking Republican Party, Liz Cheney has to go. And they say, yes, sir. They report to Mar-a-Lago and they say, yes, sir. They kiss his ring and they come back and they are complicit in the big lie.
Professor Gludd, the image that Senator McCaskill just gave us of the reporters kind of, and we've all seen the video of this, they're allowed to chase the senators a certain amount of distance and they're allowed to follow them down pretty much any hallway asking questions. And we just saw 4 years of Republican senators trying to run away from questions about what Donald Trump just tweeted and saying, oh, I don't know what he said. I didn't see it. I've got to go to this busy meeting down the hall. They're now going to be running away from the question of what do you think of what Liz Cheney just said. So both sides of this issue make those Republican senators run away from answering to either side of it, the Trump side of it or the Liz Cheney side of it.
Well, I think the evidence is clear that, the Republican Party is running major deficits in courage, that there's a complete absence of statesmen and stateswomen on that side of the aisle. But I want to be careful here. I think it's important for us to isolate and to in some ways describe the problem as Trump's I'm losing my language here, as Trump's Lord have mercy, Lawrence, Trump trafficking in the lie. That's important. But the lie is tethered to a set of resentments and grievances and fears out in the American public. And if we don't understand the relationship between the lie that Trump traffics in and the Republican Party traffics in, and those fears and grievances and resentments that are circulating in the American public, then we're going to think of this as a political drama with just these particular actors and not see these underlying forces at work in our politics. I apologize for stumbling.
No, please. And what Liz Cheney's forcing in the face is silence is trafficking in the lie. Professor Eddie Gludd, Claire McCaskill, thank you both very much for joining our discussion tonight. Really appreciate it.